Hello YouTube, Miss William. Welcome to another introduction. The Woodsman EDC. That's the Everything Daily Cutting Tool. It's not the Everyday Carry. It's the Everything Daily Cutting Tool. Alright, well you can carry it daily too. So anyway, you guys saw me using this one a few times. I tried to cut the cherry with it. Did great carving. This cherry was hard. So, but anyway, kind of go through the design of it real quick. From about here down, it's the same as the NK. Okay. From here up, it's different. You see the difference? Okay, I wanted a finer tip than the NK. The NK was great for what it was designed to do. It's the NK is a little bit more robust and thicker. It's got a stronger point, so you can get in there and you can do some drilling on those fireboards and twisting in there and all kinds of stuff. It's just a stronger tip. It has a saber grind so that it splits things apart, so you can do a little bit more batoning with it. Just a stronger blade. Whereas this one is a little bit more finesse. Okay, you still have the hook here, and I'll explain all this in a minute. Has a little bit of a tooth there. Very, very fine detail point for doing craft work, carving, whittling on sticks, slicing, that type of thing that you're going to do on camp. Okay, the hook, a lot of people say, why the hook? Well, until you use one with a hook, you really don't understand it. But once you do use one with a hook, you won't want to use anything else. I use it a lot for opening back packages, and I don't want to cut my box up. I got to carry the blades back. But you just hook it in there, and it just slices right on through, opening up packages and boxes and things like that. Cutting string, you can pretend that this is string. I mean, once you hook it over that hook, then I mean it just cuts the string in two. It doesn't slide over the blade. That hook grabs it. Almost cut my finger there. That hook grabs it and just don't let it slide off. It cuts it before it can get away. Okay, it's cut before it knows it. So that's what that hook for, and that little tooth, that point. If you're going to do some light batoning with this knife, and I mean light, folks, possibly kindling type wood, that type of thing, very light batoning is fine. Just don't get carried away with it. Use a little common sense. Okay, that tooth, once it sits there, it's locked. It ain't going nowhere. All right. It doesn't slide off. It just locks it right in there. So you can do your little light batoning with it. The difference between this, I've already said, is the blade is a little bit more robust on this one. Also has a little bit more of a skinning point on the NK. Whereas this one, I like that triangle shape of the first cut, the trapper's first cut. It's a wedge. So you're not only wedging up and down, you're also wedging side to side because you have a distal taper. All right, so as Dan, my buddy Dan says, you're lifting and separating that hide. So you got the best of 2 or 3 different worlds, okay? So you got a wedge this way, and you got a wedge up and down. All right, so as you're going up that leg of that animal, or even slicing through letters, now you got to open the letter, right? So it's a great letter opener. If you're going up the leg of that animal, basically what it's doing is lifting and separating that hide, and you don't have that pop out and the blade going every which direction. It just stays right there and just slices right through that hide. Okay, so the other thing that I like that tooth for is doing leather or anything like that, is when you can do draw cuts with it, and I mean it just slices right through that, or you can do your standard cuts with it, you know, as normal, because it's got a very fine tip on it, just like so, and it just slices right through it because it's a very fine tip. It doesn't have as much drag. It just slices right through it. Whereas, as usual, this part back here, the scanty portion, is a little bit wider, so when you're trying to do, I'm trying to do this, when you're trying to do your cuts, see how it's wanting to split that leather apart, it acts as a wedge, so that's your batoning area. Also adds your strength right there. All right, so the multiplicity of this grind and this shape of this blade has features for a purpose. It's not there to look cool. It does look cool, but it's not there to look cool. It's there as a function. from designing knives and using knives for over 40 years, or using knives for over 40 years, designing knives for the last 8, I've come to the realization that I don't want a one-dimensional knife. I want a knife that's going to be multi-dimensional, multifunctional, versatile. So if it's not versatile, I don't want it on my belt. What's on your belt? Huh? Is it just a fillet knife? Why use just a fillet knife? Use one that's going to do 2 or 3 different things. What a concept. All right. So that's the reason for all of that, and the different wedges and the different shapes. Now, with that said, as usual, people are going to say you can't sharpen it. Of course you can. It's all one angle. That is the same angle all the way through. So if you just follow it all the way through, it'll sharpen it. Even wide sharpening stones like the Falcon Even 4 will work. You just have to use it like I showed or demonstrated on my WCSK sharpening video. If you haven't seen that, go back and look at it. But basically what you're doing is you're using just the corner of your sharpening stone. So as you lay the knife on the sharpening stone, tilt it. See how I tilted my sharpening stone? My sharpening stone right here? See how I tilted it? And just use that corner. Now you're going to have to, with that hook, you're going to have to kind of work the blade around a little bit. See how I'm twisting it? I'm twisting it so I can follow that hook. Just follow the hook. It's just like a belly on a knife. You have to follow that belly. So follow the hook, okay? Up this way and then just back that away. It's the same angle all the way through, and just do it on both sides, okay? If you want to strop, I'm going to do a series on a lot of questions that I get from customers and potential customers. I'm going to try to do a series to answer a lot of the stuff that questions that I'm getting, and I'll talk about stropping and that. But it depends on the steel. AEBL is not a good steel to strop because of the carbides and everything else that's in it. It's not a good stropping steel. Now you can use leather to just clean the edge just a little bit, a few strokes on it, but I would not strop it because it will convex in a heartbeat. And I personally don't like the way it cuts when it's convexed. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. All right. So that's the design of the knife, all right? The handle is the same as the NK. If you like the NK handle, you'll love this one. The tip is different. It's for a finer tip. One other thing that I like about this, you can use it for a pen. It's the way it's shaped. You have so much control. You can do very fine detail carving with it, and it's just like a pen, okay? So I just love this. It is the best crafts knife I've ever used, okay? It just excels at that. I think it, as a companion knife, you know, people say, well, you said that about the others. Well, the others were until this one. I'm always continually trying to improve, make things better, and as of right now, this is the best companion knife that I've ever used, and I love the NK. Folks, the NK, I'm sorry, well, I did like the NK, but the Nessie. The Nessie was the bomb for me for a year or so. But after I started using this one has not left my side since, okay? It ticks all the boxes for me. So anyway, let me go through some designs here. I've got 20 of them that's ready for shipping. Now, if you want a sheath, there is not anything on the Sheath webpage that's going to say Woodsman EDC, because I just don't have the space for it. But if you order it with the knife, don't get excited, please. Add the knife to the cart, then go to the Sheath webpage and select a sheath for it. If it's ordered with the knife, then I know what kind of sheath it's for. And again, don't get hung up on the taco and the pancake. Select the carry that you want. If you want a cross draw, order a cross draw. If you want a horizontal carry, order a horizontal carry. If you want a vertical, order a vertical. Okay? I will design the kydex that's going to make it work. Okay? There was a lot of confusion last time when I said that you can only do pancake with a fin and fur. Pancake is the way the kydex is folded. Okay? A pancake is basically folded from end to the center, and you got rivets along both sides. That's called a pancake. Now, the belt loop that goes on it is a totally different issue. You can do a cross draw with that. You can do a horizontal carry with that. You can do a vertical carry with that. But the pancake or the taco is how the kydex is folded. And of course, a taco is like a taco. It folds from the edge, and you got rivets just along one side. Okay. But these blades, you will have to do a pancake style sheath, but you can order a taco cross draw or a taco horizontal, and I'll still know what to do, okay? So, but please order it with the knife. If you don't order it with the knife, then in the comment section at checkout, say it's for the Woodsman's EDC, okay? And again, I have to have the knife in order for us to do kydex. Without the knife, I cannot guarantee that this is going to fit. Matter of fact, it probably won't, because these are customs and all the handles are different thicknesses. All right, and I'm going to show you. All right, this one is, I'm going to show you the kind of the larger scale handles are just a little bit, some that are a little bit thicker because of liners and things like that. This one is a shade tree burlap micarta. It's kind of an OD green with a natural burlap. Has lime green liners, 1/8 inch liners, and it's for a big man's hand. Really, really nice knife. It's actually looks kind of like a snake, don't it? All right, pretty cool. All right, next one is a if I can find it right here right quick, is a black canvas with white liners, and again, it's for a big man's hand. Okay, it's an extra large handle, so only order this if you have large hands. Otherwise, it's going to be too big for you. And you see the 1 on the knife? The 1 represents first production run. If you see a knife out there from WC Knives that has a 1 on it, like that, that means it was a first production run. Okay? So after these 20 are sold, there will not be any more with a 1 on the blade. All right? So that's kind of unique and special about these knives. This one is a little bit larger, and this is, I hope this shows up in the camera real well. See that logo there in the center? The WC, ain't that cool? Bird's eye Bacardi. Beautiful, beautiful knife with a thick red liner. Look at that, isn't that something? Fills up your hand very nicely. Beautiful knife. I have one, let's see, I think that's all the ones that's for a big, the larger hands. Rest of them are average size. I have another one here that's, I got like 5 of them that has that center mosaic WC. That is so cool. This is Osage orange. It's got thin black liners with it. I've got one here that's African blackwood. Okay, see that one? That's black WC in the middle. That is just so cool. I gotta get some more of that stuff. It's got a real thin blue liner on it. Here's one that's got the Sure Touch G10. If you haven't heard about that, it is G10 and rubber layers. The black is rubber. Actually gives you a very firm grip. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. Has a little puppy dog deals. It has a thin blue liner on it. So that's a very nice knife. Basically, I've got 3 that's got the camo Sure Touch. No liners. I've got one here that's red and black that has the WC center pin in it. Okay, again, there's 5 of them that has that pin, either black or red. I've got one here that's got just black micarta, canvas micarta with a center mosaic in that. I got one here that is Firefly, that it glows in the dark, and I'll insert a picture. Now you can see through this. This is a clear resin. You can see all the way through this. It has a yellow liner, so you can see through it. You can see the pins through it. You can see all this other stuff, and if that's going to bother you, then please do not buy this knife. Okay. But anyway, all those little chips are kind of glow. All right. So if you need something that you're going to find very easily in the dark, this is your knife. It does feel slick. Now when it gets a little wet with water, it gets a little bit tacky, but anyway, please be aware of that. You got to charge it up in the sunlight for about 45 minutes, and it'll last 12 hours is what they claim, so as glowing in the dark. All right, so I think that's it. I've got one orange and black like Blackies. I know people have been asking me if I've had one like Blackies. Yeah, I have one that's orange and black, Sure Touch like Blackies. You can find that on there. To order these knives or to buy these knives, go to my website, wcknives.com, and there will be a direct link to the web page in the description below. Go to up at the upper right hand corner, there's 3 little hashes. Click on that. A menu will drop down. Okay, go to knives. Click on knives. A sub menu will drop down. Go to custom, I think it's available custom knives. Go to that, and this listing will be on there, and you can go through there and select the knife you want, add it to the cart, go back to the Sheath web page from the main menu, and add the sheath that you want with this knife. And if you order the knife, I can ship them out immediately. If you order a sheath with it, it's probably going to take me at least 4 to 6 weeks to get everything to you, okay? Because I got to work the sheath in there. All right. Hope I answered all your questions. If you want the specs, it's 0.110 AEBL stainless. Rockwell is right around 61, 62. Grind on it is a kind of a distal taper with a 11 to 12 degree Scandi grind all the way through. Okay, that's the grind on it. And with that said, thanks for watching. Guys, get you one of these knives. I'm serious. You know, I say that about all my knives, but you guys don't see the ones that I don't like. If I don't like a knife, you don't see it. All right. So when I say that when I put it out there for you guys, then it's one of those that I say, hey, this is special. Okay. And this is another one that is special. This knife is it has exceeded even my expectations on it. I think it's the most versatile EDC small blade that I have ever used. And I said that about the SK, and I was serious about the SK as far as a field knife. This is as far as a companion knife, a everyday carry knife. I think it fits that bill as well. Okay. All right. Get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take a child with you and get the opportunity. And we'll catch you guys again soon. Don't forget those plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. Have a good one.